Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's go. Good
Thank
morning.
you so much, man. We are so fired up to talk to this team. We are Monroe in the chat, guys. So you're gonna see we are Monroe all over the chat. But Ed and Yvonne, Jason, Jacqueline, Eric, Bryn, you guys, the Ortiz family, you guys know what you mean to the company. You know what you mean to us. And just for the momentum that you guys have, so much success is happening in your organization. For y'all to have us on this call, man, we couldn't be more fired up. Y'all got incredible friends that are our friends on the call. I'm not going to start calling names because people are going to start getting jealous. But I will say, Edward, I love you, brother. You know you're a brother to me, and I cannot wait to get to Tampa, Florida to hang out with you guys. But we are not here for that, guys. 4 years, 4 months in the business, national sales directors. We are excited. We can't wait to tell you guys everything that we did in order to get here. So we're going to kick this thing off with our story. Bree's going to go ahead and start sharing the screen. But I'm just fired up. We're going to get right into it. We're going to tell our story. We're going to tell you our tips. We're going to tell you the nuggets. So if you got on this call to get to another level, if you got on this call to go to the top, if you got some teammates that need to get on this call, this introduction right here is your opportunity to shoot them a text, shoot them a call, blow up your Telegram, say, hey, get on this call. This is about to be crazy. I don't know if they're going to YouTube this. They might. I don't know. Right? We'll see if we do a great job. But I'm fired up, man. And I can't wait to lay these nuggets down. Go ahead.
All right, guys, look, fired up, excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity. This is amazing. I love being at one of the last trips, the company trips, and watching you guys celebrate with your team, the entire hierarchy, and the energy, the excitement for you guys getting MDE. And that was just amazing to watch. But like Don said, we're just fired up to be on this morning, to be able to share a story of a journey that, guys, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years since we signed the IBA and decided to give Primerica a shot. And it just turned out to be something crazy. Something crazy happened, right? And so real quick, we're going to go through our story pretty fast, you guys, and give you some nuggets on who we were when we started this business. And the first things I'll tell you is that we were just simply hungry. I can't tell you that we knew Primerica was going to work, that we had everything laid out. We didn't understand really the business, but we saw potential. And our coach gave us a roadmap and said, hey, if you get a license, and I teach you how to use that license, and you talk to a few people and you start to master your skills, you'll put yourself in a position to where you can become successful, to where you can make that extra money that you want to make. And you heard him say just a minute ago, we joined for $500. That's it. And to see where we've been able to go in the last 4 years, guys, it's just crazy. But we came in blazing in this business. And what I mean by blazing is we learned from everybody that came before us, every great example that's out there. We're talking to them, we're asking them, hey, what did you do? Right? What do you wish you had done differently? And they would say, hey, I wish I'd got my licenses quicker. I wish I'd gotten positioned faster. I wish I'd showed up more and that I took the opportunity more serious. Yep. And so we went out and we got our licenses, our security licenses, guys. We passed our life license same day, same time, passed our SIE same day, same time. Securities license, the Series 6, same day, same time. And we came in going after it with everything that we had. Those were our first 90 days in business. But one thing that happened for us is that we realized who we were when we came in. I was a graphic designer. Donald was a football coach. And we knew that we had to rebrand ourselves, because who wants a football coach and a graphic designer talking to them about finances, right? Nobody wants that. That's not somebody you can trust, with your finances. Nobody wants that. So we had to rebrand ourselves, and we knew that we couldn't look like what we came from. So we went out and we got better clothes, and we took some professional photos. And even though we were living in this little house right here, which is technically a hut, we would come home every single day talking about who we were going to become. And the pictures that we took when we rebranded ourselves showed us who we would be, in the coming years, in the coming months, how great we could be. But we didn't want to let the circumstances dictate who we were. So we'd come back home to this house, we'd game plan, and then we'd go back out. And as you can see, as I get ready to give it to Don, is that this house was all one house, you guys. It was one room. There was a bed, some shelves, a little bathroom, a kitchen, and that was it. You could walk from one side of the house to the other side of the house in about 15 seconds, 10 seconds really. But it didn't keep us from going where we wanted to be in the business, and we used it for our advantage.
Guys, the success in Primerica is really, really simple. When it comes to building a business, You have to succeed early because you're not going to get the support that you want from people outside, right? You're going to be thinking about, man, family, friends, co-workers, they should all support me. But the truth is people support champions, right? Everybody wants to be on the side of the champion side, right? So you got to go out and win for you and your family. And we did that early and often. We won MVP at whatever level. So let's say you're in a fast start school. You got a team school coming up. Guys, you got to be fired up about winning at that next school. You have to make sure that your family and friends see you as a winner. And in Primerica, guys, it's very simple. You just got to help clients, right? You just got to help clients. In our first 90 days, we took this business extremely serious. And guys, we don't mind, just talking about where we're from. We're in Monroe, Louisiana, population 48,000 people. Okay, Monroe, Louisiana, population 48,000 people. There's no RVP in our area. Our RVP is 2 hours away from us in another office. So what does everybody in Monroe think about Primerica? It's a pyramid scheme. It's one of these other scams. You can never make money in there. You got to be in 40 years before you make any money. So guys, we understood Primerica was not a scheme or a scam. It's a business. If you can close more policies than the State Farm branch, you're going to stay in business. If you can close more policies than the New York Life office in your town, you're going to stay in business. And so we wanted to be in business. We went and got our office as regional leaders. See, the business wasn't a hustle for us after we started realizing what people thought about the business. And so if we're running a business out of Pizza Hut and Books A Million, how much money can we make to afford an office? And guys, if you look in the bottom right, we got that office and we had no idea that Primerica didn't pay for your furniture for you, okay? And if you guys are thinking about buying an office, Primerica does not fund the furniture for you. So we went to Lowe's and bought 10 folding chairs, begged the landlord to paint the wall red, and we painted the wall red, and the only thing you see at the top is those number one in the state plaques that we won along the way. And what I want to tell you about that is that we thought that office was the greatest office in the world. There's nothing that you could tell us about it. We were fired up. We were showing everybody about it. And guys, that led to our grand opening. That grand opening is when our coach Derek came down 2 hours away to help us open this office. After we opened that office, we knew that it was game time, right? We knew that we had to get to RVP. We went RVP our first 12 months. We actually had a real wedding. We were married before that because when you stay in a one office hut, right? Y'all understand. If you stay in the same spot as her and then the bedroom is connected to the bathroom and the kitchen and you see everything a little too much, right? So we went ahead and got married early, right? But this is where our business shifts, okay? Our business shifts when we went to our first company trip. Guys, our first company trip, when I tagged Breanna in, I want her to be able to talk about what we saw. But I'll tell you this, guys, getting in the airport and all the $1 million earners and all the senior vice presidents, or even though we're only $35,000 earners, at this point in our story, we're $35,000 earners, seeing that we were on the same plane as Tanya Poe, seeing that Eric and Amber Davis were on the same plane as us, seeing that Primerica showed us that we can be just like them. And the quicker, right? We don't need 10 years. We don't need 15 years. We're going to put you on the same plane as them now. Guys, this broadened our vision and it took us to the next level.
Did you guys hear him saying $35,000 earners like that was one of Primerica's milestones? Now, we felt like that was a milestone, like we
from Monroe, Louisiana, 35,000.
They could at least gave us a necklace or something, for our $35,000 in income. But that's where we were at this point. And I'll tell you this, when we got on our first company trip, guys, that's when it got real. Because up until that point, we've been doing Primerica in Monroe, Louisiana. We hadn't seen the bigness of the company. We hadn't been able to get in contact with the MDEs and get on the same plane and see what's out there, right, and see how Primerica treats their people. I'm talking about getting off the plane, having gifts in your room, state-of-the-art meetings, guys, everything that you could want. And we did that in the Bahamas. But one thing that we did as well, guys, is we brought my parents with us to the Bahamas on our very first trip. Guys, and I'll tell you this, it was a sacrifice because you know Primerica brings you and one person with you for free. The other ones, right, those come out of pocket. But we're like, hey, we want you guys to come and experience this. And I'll tell you this, when we first got started in Primerica, my mom, she loves me to death, supports me in everything that I do, she's just like, hey, while you do that, just don't quit your real job yet. And I listened to her. I kept my job for a few months before I quit. But after that, I can remember over time, my mom is all bought in on Primerica. She's my licensed district leader. She retires from her job in November, and she supports us in everything that we do. But I can still remember a little bit of the hesitation when I first got started in this business, right? And being able to say, hey, people that might not be able to see what you're doing right now, right? What your vision is, they're going to see it later, but you got to stick and stay, and you got to stay around long enough to get results, to show them who you are, to show them what you're going to become and give them something tangible to witness. And that's what we did. So when we came home from the trip, we said, look, we're going to go to work. We're going to make sure that we take our small team. And at that time, guys, after going RVP, we might have had like 4 or 5 people that were really, trying to do something. And we said, look, we can do a lot with a little bit. So the 4 or 5 that we have, meet us at the office. I got us some jars. We heard Miguel talk on the trip about doing the jar system. And we sat down and we said, look, every single day we're going to do something for our business. And from that, guys, that was February. Around February time, we were at 35,000. From February to March, we went to $50,000 in income. We made the most money we've made our entire 12 months in business. And I want y'all to hear this. We went 12 months in Primerica without the glitz and glam. We went 12 months in Primerica without getting just huge, amazing, oh, we made $1 million. People come in and they think they're supposed to make money overnight. No, sometimes you got to grind. And ours was 12 months. Yours might be 2 years. We don't know. But your journey will reward you after you keep sowing the seeds and you keep putting the work in. So we didn't make a lot of money our first 12 months. It wasn't until we got our RVP promotion and we put ourselves in position. And from March of 2020 to May of 2020, we were $100,000 earners, which means we made $50,000 in a 2-month span. Guys, I'm a graphic designer, right? That is what I was. And Don is a football coach. And we would have never dreamed of the opportunity to do something like that. And then we went from $100,000 in May of 2020 to $200,000 in August of 2020. Guys, are you catching these numbers? That you can come into an opportunity and simply make a decision and do something big with it if you keep your focus, if you keep your consistency and your work ethic intact. You got to make sure that you protect what you have your hands on. RVP unlocked it. I will say that becoming regional vice presidents, RVP is the place to be. But it is not the title that gives you the success. It's what you do with the title that gives you the success. November of 2020, we became $250,000 earners. And exactly 2 years from the time that we signed our IBA, we clicked over with $300,000 and ownership in the business. Guys, you can work extra hard. Don and I were both working 2 jobs when we started Primerica. I was in school for my master's degree, and there isn't one of those jobs or that degree that could have promised me ownership of a business that's worth millions of dollars in a 2-year span if I put my head down and I went to work. Yep. And it kept going from there. Guys, I just want you to apply yourselves. I want you to catch that there wasn't a point in this. And I want you to know too, there wasn't a point in this journey where we stopped, where we allowed ourselves to not show up, where we finished a month doing absolutely nothing, putting zeros on the scoreboard, not helping our people out, not getting growth. There wasn't a month that we did that. We were always on go.
Right. And when you have that type of energy, when you got that type of consistency, running 3 to 5 appointments a day, see, that's what it looks like to be an RVP that's going to go build something. Everybody wants to be RVP so they think they can sit on their butt. But guys, you get leadership, you get put in a leadership position so that you can dominate, right? It would be crazy to get drafted to the NBA and then that's when you want to relax. Like, no, you're a rookie. This is your opportunity to be a superstar. This is your opportunity to build a legacy. You want to get drafted and then win a championship. Right? You want to win multiple championships. And that's the goal. Go to RVP and then become a champion. Guys, we went senior vice president at the fastest rate in Louisiana. And then we hit 400,000. But that doesn't happen, guys. And then NSD, all of this stuff doesn't happen without our hierarchy. And that's what I want to be able to show you guys. Our people right? We poured into people that are as relentless as us, right? That got that tenacity like us. I truly believe that our RVPs will take any challenge. I believe that because we will take any challenge, right? You understand that you're going to duplicate yourself. And I'm getting ready to share that, guys, because we're going to get into some points, right? But I'm going to let Breanna just kind of intro me into that point because I'm going to share it real quick.
All right, guys. Well, as we get that pulled up, like he was saying, the biggest testimony or the proof that you can show in Primerica is not just, of course, it's what you can get, you know, the money that you make, the success that you have. But when your people start winning too, and you can show, hey, I duplicated myself. Hey, I taught somebody else how to do exactly what I know how to do. I got them success. I gave them the tools. They ran with it and they did it. That speaks more to being successful in this business, right? But we're going to get into really what it was that we were doing, because success is great. All the milestones are great, but you got to understand the mindset behind it. And you got to understand the thought process, what you're doing, the daily activity, all of that. And so Don is getting ready to really go into the mindsets, and there are different ones of being the best in Primerica or building a business in a hierarchy that's going to thrive and that's going to last.
And again, guys, 12 months from now, as you watch this video, 12 months from this video, we're going to make $1 million a year. Okay. And that means so much to me because I hear the gripes and complaints of people outside of this company that will tell you that college or this job or that job is better than working in Primerica. And I've given Primerica 4 years of my life, and it's putting me in a position to make $1 million a year. And the reason for that is because of the 3 mindsets that you need to have in order to become special in this business. You need 3 mindsets. You need the mindset of a teacher. Okay. The mindset of the teacher is that you're going to become skilled enough with all the knowledge, right? You're going to spend the late hours. You're going to wake up early. You got to study this business so that you can duplicate the business, right? I need you to be able to teach the business. My fault, right? I'm sorry. I just kind of showed y'all too much right there, right? But you need to be able to teach the business. The second thing, guys, is the teacher is always concerned with skill set. The teacher wants to make sure that the team knows how to do what they're asking them to do. And you see, and if you're in Primerica right now and you're new in it and you don't know the business, you can't be going to sleep early. I got to be honest with you. Me and Breanna joined the business part-time. We only wanted to make extra $500 a month. Guess what? We did the business every single evening. Whether our coach did the business every single evening or not, whether his coach did the business every single evening or not, whether Bill Whittle did the business every single evening or not, they're veterans. I'm not Kobe, okay? When I come in the league, I'm Steph Curry. I'm not Kobe. I need to know what Kobe knows. I got to put in extra time, extra work, more appointments, more studying so that I can one day teach and duplicate what I know. Guys, the people around the people around the teacher aren't just impressed, guys. They flourish and get better. See, if you got people around you that are just your fans, let me help you. Come on. I know you like, oh, well, I'm the best and all my teammates love me. They're impressed by you, but they're not flourishing because you're not teaching. You should always be teaching. Training and development is everything. You want to know how I know if somebody's going to fail in the business? If their teammates don't get on training. If their teammates aren't fired up about training, if your people aren't fired up about practice. I'm a former football coach. All great teams are excited about practice. They love practice. They can't wait till school gets out so they can run down to the practice facility because the best part of their day is getting on the football field with their coaches in practice. See, the game is that's a formality. A kitchen table appointment, that's a formality. We're gonna make money. We're gonna win the game. But you got to be fired up about practice. And guys, the mindset of a coach, you got to be a coach in this business. Right? We don't just call people coaches for no reason. We're 4 years in and people call us coach. There's 50-year-olds on our team that call us coach. I'm 31. Breanna's 30. You don't have to be old, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be old to do this business at a high level, but you got to be a coach. The first reason, the first key to being a coach is you got to develop the people around you. You got to develop the people around you. You cannot allow them to fail, settle, or underperform. See, coaches get fired when they don't make people play up to their ability. What happened? We just watched it last week. Doc Rivers gets fired because Joel Embiid and James Harden didn't close out those 2 games. I don't think it was Doc's fault, but when you think like a coach, when you think like a GM, guess what? That's all on Doc Rivers. Why didn't Joel Embiid, why didn't James Harden play at the highest level? Because the coach takes accountability to the team. We promote people to RVP, and then their team does 5x5, and they want to blame the team. Do you know what would happen if you were in corporate America and they put you over something and it didn't perform well? You can't blame the employees. I made you the vice president. See, you got to take that mentality as a district, as a division, as a regional. See, if you want to be Don and Breanna, see, or you want to be Bree and Don, however you want to put it, right? The ladies run the world, and who run the world? Girls, right? I understand that. But when you consider, man, I want to have a story like them. Guys, we were coaching from the start. We took accountability of our team from the start. Saying you see the mindset of a coach doesn't allow friendships to not let them have the tough conversations. We were having the tough conversations. Hey man, you didn't earn that promotion today. Hey, we know we're not promoting you. And we were division leaders like, no, you're not getting the district promotion. You didn't earn it. Guys, you gotta be comfortable with confrontation, right? You got to be able to get in your people's head a little bit. And guys, also, you got to be the player yourself, right? The mindset of an overcomer. This is the player. The player, see, we're player coaches in Primerica. We don't just coach only, we play. And we play at a very, very high level. You cannot allow the trials of life to get your business down. You must realize that everybody experiences something. You can't ask your people to do something that you're not doing. Right, guys? So many of your trials, and I'm going to move on past this point, guys, because these mindsets really just fire me up. But when you think about your business, it's going to look like you. And if you don't like the way it looks, you need to change the way you look. Your business is going to look like you. And if you don't like the way it looks, you need to change the way you look. And if you change the way you look and you're consistent with that change and you stay in that direction, there is no choice but for everything in your life to conform to what you have put in place, because you are the master of your fate in this company. I don't know about other companies, but in this company, you can make your own decisions. You can build your own business. You can decide whether or not you're going to be an MDE or not. You don't have anybody's thumb on you. It's on you in this company, and I'm fired up about that.
Look, he just said you are the master of your fate, right? You really determine everything. And so hearing that, being the having the mindset of a coach, a teacher, an overcomer, you really determine what you get back out of this business. And so one thing I want to talk to y'all about real quick is the mindset of deciding what you will and will not do, right? And so I don't know if I'm the only one on here, you know, when you were younger and you went into the store with your mom, but before you got in the store, she's like, look, when we get in here, don't ask for nothing. Now, I don't know if that's just me. Somebody help me out in the chat. If that's you, look, okay, I got me in the chat. All right, look. So it's some of us, right? That our moms gave us that speech before we went into the store.
Don't touch nothing.
Don't touch nothing. Don't look at nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Mom was setting the precedent before you even got in the store. Like, look, I know I'm mom. I take care of you every day. I love you. I provide for you. I give you everything that you need. But when we go in this store, don't ask for nothing. In this moment, I am not willing to compromise. And it's funny when I thought back to that, because recently I was doing a little reading, and I was in the A.L. Williams book, and one of the pages reminded me of that so much. It reminded me of it so much. But before I get right into that, guys, there are 3 reasons most times why people join Primerica, right? They're coming for freedom and growth, right? They don't want anybody having their thumb on them. They want to be able to earn promotions. They want to be able to move up the ranks. Yep. They want to be able to determine their own fate as well. The next one is wealth. They're coming for money. Hey, I don't make enough. I want to make more. I want financial independence and freedom for my family. They're coming for the wealth side of it. And then others, they come because they simply want to win. They want to be somebody. They want to do something. They want to, you know, they want to have their name in lights. They want to be able to cross the stage and feel like they accomplished something in life. And the truth is that even though all three of those things are great, and Primerica serves it up on a platter to people, they lay it out perfectly for them, that your hope is that everybody will go get it. But the truth is that some will and some won't, right? That some will have a negative mindset, some will drag their feet, some will quit. That's just the matter of what it is along the way. But what you have to do is you have to determine what you will and will not do in this business. And I want to show y'all something, right? When I was in the book, this is page 370 out of the A.L. Williams Way. And I love this so much because Art was talking about the business, right? He said, I made a commitment to every person on February 10th, 1977, when A.L. Williams was born. And I love when he laid this out because he's talking about what Primerica, what A.L. Williams will do. And you as a person building a team and developing your leadership skills, you have to determine what you will do too, and be able to lay it out on the table for your people. Hey, this is what I'm going to do for you. And as you embrace this 10 of them, guys, as you embrace all 10 of these, it helps you categorize. And it helps you recognize when your actions aren't lining up with the basic decision that you made on what you will and will not do. And so this is what I mean by it. The first few are talking about, it says, number one, we will never hold anybody back. Number two, we will never deny anyone to earn promotion. Ever. Number three, you can pass up and earn more money than those over you when you join A.L. Williams. That's it. In those first three, guys, Art is laying out the fact that, hey, when you come here, you can have that freedom. Hey, when you come here, you can move as fast as you want to. Hey, when you come here, we're gonna give you the tools and we're gonna give you the guidelines and say, hey, if you do this, then you can have this. Now, what you do, it is up to you, right? I can't make you go get it, but I'm gonna give you everything you need. I'm not gonna hold you back. You're gonna earn your promotions, and you can pass up the people that recruited you into the business. And so as a person that's saying this to their teammates or people that are believing in you enough to join you in business, you're also letting them know, hey, I'm going to do what I need to do as a leader. And because number three says you can pass me up, I'm never going to get comfortable. I'm going to keep building as well. We're going to do this thing together. Number four says we will help you and be there when you need us. You won't be alone. We are a team. So what that's saying, and when you categorize it, is that I'm going to make sure that I have the greatest leadership qualities that I can have. We're going to be a family. We're not going to have a transactional relationship. I'll be there when you need me. If you call me, I'm picking up the phone. I'll come. I'll do the appointments. I'll show up over and over again. That's what I will do. I hope you guys are catching that, right? So when you wake up each morning and you're gauging whether or not you're on track, are you doing the things that you said you will do? And are the things that you're doing lining you up for success? Number five, it says, we will give you everything you need to win. We will never ask you to slow down. You can always earn more and build it bigger if you want to. Do you hear the vision?
Come on.
Guys, when you talk about categorizing it again, you're saying, I will, look, I will motivate you. I will inspire you. I'll lay it out. I'll give you all the tools you need to win. I'll train you. I'll build you up to be the best in the business. Number seven says, I will never embarrass you when it comes to dealing with the consumer. We will always do what's right for the consumer. So we will give the best products and services out there. We will make sure that our clients are in a better position financially, that we will make them whole in the financial aspect of their lives. Guys, this is your promise, one, to yourself, but to your team, that I'm going to show up as that leader. I'll give you everything you need. I won't ask you to slow down. I'll help you earn those promotions. Now, I'm not going to do the work for you, but I will tell you how to get there, and we'll serve these clients right. But guys, this is the part that got me. Remember Mama in the store? Mama gave the child everything she needed all life long, but she said, I'm not willing to compromise today. Don't ask me for anything today, okay? Number 8, this is where you have to decide what you will not do. So while I'm doing everything that I can, I'm laying it out, I'm leading, we're building relationships, we're a family. Number 8, we won't wait for you. Mm-hmm. So if you decide to drag your feet, if you decide that this business is not what you want, if you want to take 6 months to do a basic thing in the business, to complete your pre-licensing, if you can't really decide whether you're all in or all out, that's fine. But you can't take me with you. I'm not waiting for you. Now, I'm not shutting the door. You can come back when you're ready, but I got a business to go build.
Come on, Bree.
Number 9, we won't beg you. So if I got to wake up every single day and beg you to see the value in what you have, beg you to be somebody big, beg you to go make the money that you know you need because you don't have it in your bank account right now, I can't do that. Now, I said I will motivate and I will inspire. And you motivate and you inspire guys by example, by positivity. But if I got to beg you every single day, I can't do that. I won't beg you. And number 10, it says we won't quit with you. So guys, I want you to know this. Like I said earlier, some will, some won't. Everybody's going to want the freedom. They're going to want the wealth. They're going to want to win. They're going to want to be somebody big. But some will and some won't. And before you get into the building process of this business, you have to make up in your mind what you will and will not do. So when your brand new recruit starts wavering, or they think they have a better opportunity, or they're not sure if they want to be all in on Primerica, or their mom told them not to do it because it's a scam, you already made up in your mind, I won't quit. I won't wait for you. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep building my business. It's the basics. It's the basics of building the business and keeping your focus and not letting anybody take that from you. It's I will and I won't. And you have to decide what you're not willing to compromise on. Art Williams wrote this, you guys. I won't wait for you. I won't beg you and I won't quit with you, but I will give you everything that you need to succeed. And what you do with it is up to you. And the results that you get will be in direct comparison to what you put in, the seeds that you sowed. You have to be the best example of all of this to your team. You got to be the first one to show up. You have to be the first one to sacrifice. You have to be the first one really to do everything. It's all about leadership, and leaders always do it first. Yeah. They always do it first. So if you got 10 people that are believing in you right now, you really have to say, or you have to ask yourself, what do they see when they look at me?
Come on.
What do they see when they look at me? And if you are a person that can be brutally honest with yourself and tell the truth, 9 times out of 10, they're not seeing what you want them to see. And people pay attention to the smallest things, and they pick up and they repeat the smallest of things. And so when you get into the position of duplication and leadership, it starts, like Don says, it starts with you. You got to get you right. You got to make sure you're equipped and in position for it. And when you do that, guys, the results are going to be amazing. But make up in your mind. And I don't know at what point we did it, but I know that we did it when we came into Primerica, that we were here for the long run, and that there wasn't going to be a person that could slow us down or kill our momentum, because whether they stayed or not, okay. And one thing that we're going to segue into, guys, is when I think back to 2019, and I said some will, some won't. It wasn't that we didn't recruit enough people or anything. You know, we recruited, I would say maybe 60, 75 people our first year in business, just getting things started. Yeah. Going into 2020, there were maybe about 5 of them that were left. Yeah. That had licenses, that wanted to still do something, that were still believing in us. Yeah. And out of that 5, we grew our business. So you have to trick yourself into not focusing on the ones that won't, and pay attention and give everything to the ones that will. And through those guys, when you step into what we're getting ready to talk about next as we wrap up, when you take the little bit that you have and you learn how to duplicate it and you learn how to multiply it, you'll still get massive results. It doesn't take a lot, but you got to do amazing things with the little bit that you do have.
Right. And Bree just absolutely crushed that, guys. And when it comes to our business, we did something, and I'm going to talk about it on this call. We did something that not many people do. And before she shares, I want to say this, guys, but when you think about how you're going to succeed in this company, me and Breanna want more than anything to have more success stories. All we want is people to win. All we want is people to succeed. And one of the things that you're going to notice, guys, is it's an absolute stud detector. People that have a financial commitment to this business end up doing more, faster, bigger, and better. And what do you mean, Don, like a financial commitment? They start taking financial responsibility for the business moving forward. I don't know any entrepreneurial person that doesn't have a financial commitment outside of Primerica. Primerica is the sweetest thing ever. It's literally $25 a month, and you can show up and just do nothing, and you're just great. I have a business for $25 a month. Like, I have a business, but no entrepreneur operates like that. If there's tissue in the bathroom and you walk into an entrepreneur's business, they put the tissue in the bathroom. If you're showing up to the office and there's tissue in the bathroom and you don't think to yourself as an entrepreneur, how did this tissue get in the bathroom? Your coaches are setting you up to be a baby in the business. I got to be honest with you. Right? Because you're going to be baby forever. You're always going to be like, I don't know why Don and Bree beat us. Why are the McNeals so much better than us? Because we came in as a reps and senior reps, understanding that if we have an office, we pay for the rent to get that office. We put the down payment on. We put our credit on the line. You know what I'm saying? We bought those 10 folded chairs. There was no part of our business that was a myth to us. We didn't get leads generated from some scouting agency that's going to get us leads and clients. We built the relationships with those schools. We built the relationship with those churches. We built the relationship with those parents and of students and teachers and faculty and staff. And we did all the seminars. If there was food at that seminar, a district leader, Breanna McNeal, a division leader, Donald McNeal, right? Whatever, we did it. And that financial commitment made us able to relate to our coaches in ways that you'll never be able to understand. And so if you're in the business and you don't have any financial commitment, I'm asking you to pick up a financial commitment. Please, whatever it is. Can I just buy the paper in the office? I need a reason to know that this thing is moving because of me. It's legitimate. It's not something that's out of thin air. See, you walk in our office and start throwing stuff around now, you're going to have a problem with me. You're not going to have a problem with Primerica. You ain't going to have a problem with Glenn Williams. You ain't going to have a problem with Peter Snyder. No, Donald McNeal's going to have an issue with you because I put it in here. If somebody else if somebody new in our business sees everything tore up, they're going to say, oh, well, when's Primerica going to come pay for the wall? No, Primerica doesn't pay for the wall. We do that, okay? And that's the next level. And so as we share this leadership facts, guys, we want you to be able to look at this and say, okay, am I duplicating leaders or am I just adding followers? See, leaders are people, right, who attract followers. I'm sorry, followers want people that need to be needed, right? That's the type of follow, like a person that's a follower, right? If you're attracting followers, you need to be needed. Mm. A leader that wants people who want to be succeeded. See, a leader is of somebody that wants to be succeeded, right? When you think about your business, do you need to be on every appointment? Do you just need to be a part of every meeting? Do they have to hear your voice every day? Or are you excited about the new person that comes in and coach, I don't need you, I got this? Or do you start hating on the new person? Oh, I'm gonna help y'all because you can't override nobody. See, if you stop your people from kings, you'll never have a king as a friend. I'm gonna say that again. If you stop your people from becoming kings and queens, you'll never have a king and queen as a friend because you need to be needed. You don't want to be succeeded. See, some leaders don't want to develop other leaders because that means you're not going to need me as much. And I need to be needed. Bree, go to the next one because I don't think they can handle that one. Go to the next one.
Look, guys, when you start really looking at this, it makes you realize like, oh, I got to change the way I act a little bit. You know, like he said, being needed versus wanting to be succeeded. But it also says the leaders who attract followers, people that are just, around them, aren't really wanting to develop or be great. They focus on developing the bottom 20%, right? And I'll make that make sense. But it says leaders who develop leaders develop the top 20%.
Come on.
And so when I look at that, I'm like, man, that's in direct relation to what we do when we go out and we're prospecting. Who is it that we're bringing in, right? And when we first got started, or when a lot of people get started, they're aiming for the easy pickings, right? Like anybody I can get to sign an IBA that's gonna follow me in business. They might not do anything, but I got the IBA, right? You're shooting for the easy crop instead of saying, hey, let me go find the business owners, people that are probably more set in life than I am, depending on what your background was in.
Right.
Let me go shoot for them. Let me develop them because I know they have more credibility. I know they'll probably turn out to be something in the business versus getting a bunch of IBAs and getting people to just surround you. So instead of developing or pouring time into or getting an IBA on the easy pickings, let me go and shoot a little bit higher. and see what happens. And a lot of times we surprise ourselves when we go out and we realize, man, that person that I assumed was so much better off than me, man, they need this opportunity.
Yeah.
And they're more stable, and they'll actually show up for trainings, and they'll be coachable. And if I give them what they need, then they'll go out and they'll win. But the leaders that are trying to develop leaders, that's key to them. You can tell on the front end what somebody's going to do and what they're not going to do in business. And you really find that out by who you're choosing to bring in business with you, and what it looks like, or what you believe that they'll be capable of doing.
And leaders who attract followers, they focus on weaknesses, right? You focus on what's going wrong. You can tell what a leader, right, that's going to win in business, right? They start talking about where we're about to be. They don't talk about where they are right now. See, the great leaders just have ability to see past the Zoom training. They have ability to see past the light bill being due. They can see past the new recruit not getting licensed, and they can see, man, I'm building something solid. I got better on my kitchen table today. Man, my strengths are that I'm good in front of crowds. So I'm going to get in front of more people. I'm going to focus on my strengths. See, the people who develop leaders focus on strengths. What am I good at? And what am I not good at? So I can leverage what I'm good at, and then I can get some help where I'm weak. And see, guys, that's the beauty of being able to build a business here, is that the business should be tailor-made to you, right? We got RVPs that can't do any type of paperwork. Well, you need to surround yourself with a team that will do paperwork so that you can do everything but paperwork, right? You gotta major on your strengths, right? And we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling.
Right. It says, look, leaders who develop or attract followers treat everyone the same, versus leaders who develop leaders, they treat individuals differently. And that's simply understanding that each person depending on what they're giving towards the business. I'll say it like this. You have your basketball team, and you have the people they just happy to be on the team, but they don't really want to get in the game. They don't really show up for practices. They're not really bought in, but they stick around because they just like being on the team. Right. I can't treat those people the same way as the ones that are dying to get in the game. They show up early for practice. They stay late after practice. They're asking, coach, what can I do to get better? I have to give those people more. And so you're giving your people what they need to develop in each stage that they are. Now, that's not saying that the person that's on the bench isn't eventually going to want to get in the game. Yeah. But until they're ready to get in the game, hey, I'll give you this, and then I'll give you this. So they treat their people differently, not in I have favorites or anything, but I can tell that you need more to get to the level that you're trying to go to. So let me make sure that I give you the tools that you need. And hey, when you're ready, I got you too. Let me know, and I'll tag you in over here. We can start developing the same way that I'm developing that person. But they've just shown that they wanted a little bit more.
Come on, guys. And look, leaders who attract followers spend time with people. I'm spending time on my team. I'm spending time with them. And when you spend time, guys, you're not investing into them. You're just hanging out. Leaders don't just hang out with the team. They're coaching the team. They're inspiring the team. They're motivating the team. They're showing the team what they need to do in order to become them. The best thing about a leader, a true leader at heart, and you got to ask yourself this while you're on this call. Am I a real leader? Do I really want to develop somebody who is just like me or better? Because great leaders usually produce somebody that's better than them. Great leaders end up producing somebody who is better than them. And do I want that? And if I want that, I need to invest time into others. The reason why me and Breanna didn't go to a lot of family reunions and different things like that while we were building our business isn't that we didn't love our family. We love our family more than anybody else loved their family. I love my mama as much as anybody else loved their mama. But I realized I need to not spend as much time with my mama so that I can invest more time into my team, because once my team becomes me, I'll be able to spend as much time with my mama as I want to, and it's only gonna take me 3 to 4 years, because I didn't believe that Primerica was a long-term thing. I believe that you can come in Primerica in 3 to 5 years and retire, and that's what I truly believe. out of Primerica, but you got to work it the right way. This is a 3 to 5 year business. This ain't a 10 to 12 year. This ain't a 10 to 15, 15 to 20. This is a 3 to 5 year game. And if you run it the way Leighton Brown running it in 3 to 5 years, you're going to be out of there. If you running it the way Edward running it, if you run it the way the Ortiz family running it, you're going to be in and out of there in 3 to 5. And if you definitely run it the way Bree and Don running it, you're going to be out of there in 3 to 5 years because you ain't going to have to do it longer than that. This business is too good for you to be in it that long and not just go ahead and commit to when you start investing time into your team instead of spending time with your team. When you go to the popcorn, when you go to movie theater, you go out to eat, make sure a teammate's there so you can pour into them, so you can coach them, show them how to walk, show them how to talk to people, how to treat people, how to treat a waitress, how to treat a waiter, all those different things. You think your team know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to get a name and number and be able to show somebody how to win, how to go from one appointment to the next appointment. You know, your people go on one appointment and go home. You didn't know that they don't go from one appointment to the next appointment and go get a referral and call them back when you get to the office and not go to sleep. See, you got to teach your team that, and that's investing time in them.
Guys, look, in this last one, which honestly is going to be, this is the biggest one in my opinion. It talks about growing by addition or growing by multiplication. And I'm gonna show y'all the illustration of this, okay? It talks about the explosive growth that a leader who develops followers one at a time. So you got you up here, right? You're the leader, you developing one follower, which means I'm gonna add one person. And what happens then is that you stop, right? I got my one person. Okay, great. So now I'll go and I'll get me one more person. And you got one more person that you added. But once again, you've never developed a leader, so your people can't get people.
Right.
You're developing followers that are direct to you, people that like me, people that want to follow me, people that think I'm impressive and I'm a great coach and that's all. That's great. But I'm not focused on making sure that they're great too. So when you do this, yes, you can have several people, you can have several followers, but your growth stops. It stops when it goes down to the next level of people. You have to be the person to go get more people. But look at this. Look at the next example. It says leaders who develop leaders multiply their growth.
Come on.
So when you look at it, this is you. You're a leader who have now, you developed a leader.
Just one.
Just one. And your leader, because they are independent and they are a reflection of you, they now know how to go get leaders as well. So that one leader, yes, okay, yes, you still have a follower over here and you got a follower over here up, but guess what? They developed a leader and another leader. And if you're paying attention to the arrows, guys, the only people that get more people are leaders. There's no arrow coming from this follower over here. There's no arrow coming from this follower over here. The growth continues with the leaders. So now the leader here got another follower and they've stunted their growth.
Yep.
But this leader kept it going. And they got some more down here, guys. Your explosive growth. And I want y'all to pick up on this too, that you're going to have followers. Everybody's not going to be a leader. But you want to have both and you want to equip people that are ready to be leaders, and they'll go out and duplicate as well. We want to grow by multiplication and not simply by growth. And the only way that you multiply is you duplicate. And you only duplicate by being able to create another version of you because you are filled with good things. You are filled with great skill sets. You are filled with a great mindset. And I'm going to create another person that's filled with a great mindset, that's filled with positivity, that's filled with great things. And they're going to go duplicate somebody else as well that's going to show up and continue to build this amazing business and this amazing hierarchy. So you got to look at who you have around you, why they're around you, how you're developing them, and then what does that actually look like for your business? And I think a lot of you would be interested if you made a chart that was like the one on the screen just then with your people, and you're seeing, okay, well, I recruited them, and then who did they recruit? And what type of person were they? And did they quit or did they stick or did they step up? Okay, they're the next leader. And okay, if I taught them how to be a leader, can they go get another leader? And when you do that, you guys, you're going to look up 3, 4, 5 years from now, and you're going to have a business that's built so crazy. Because when we showed that heirs to the throne graphic a minute ago with those regional vice presidents, those are our leaders that are creating new leaders. And a lot of them have stuck around for years, right? They've been here with us, some of them since 2020, 2019. Right. And the 3 newest ones that we just got out of the base shop that earned their promotions, Shamaron Morrison, Rebecca Hardy, and Raphael Smith, they were some of the ones that have been with us since the very beginning. but they stuck and they stayed. Did life hit them a few times? Absolutely. But they say, you know what? I'm going to stick, I'm going to stay, I'm going to get back in it, I'm going to go get what's mine. And they helped us build an amazing hierarchy. So we owe everything to our leaders. We owe everything to our team. And we're just grateful to have been on here today. But Don, if you have anything else, you want to put this back up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll put this back up for you.
Yeah, and guys, as we close here, one of the things we want to say to you guys is, one, we're going to open up for Q&A. But when it comes to leadership, you get paid because of leadership in Primerica. I know you think like, man, I wish I can just double my income. Man, I came in Primerica part-time, like us, $500 a month. That's all we wanted to make. And we made that 500 through writing sales in our community and helping people. That was easy. But where we started making the big money is we started teaching people how to write sales and show them how to build a business so that we can have freedom to do more and more. If you're the player, you can't be also the owner full time. Somebody got to be on the court. And I'm not saying LeBron got a bad life, because I ain't have a bad life when we was writing sales. But we went from not just learning how to write sales, but learning how to develop leaders. And you got to be a great player to be a great coach, to be a great owner. And that's the business. And so when you look at our incredible list here, man, I'm fired up about this team. 8 regional vice presidents. I'll tell you what I expect of them. I expect them to lay it all on the court. I expect them to lay it all on the field. I expect each of them to go get a $100,000 ring. I expect each of them to go get $200,000 and get on the African American Leadership Council. If you guys don't get on the council, right, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you need to represent your people, especially if you're coming from minority descent. You need to show people that it's possible in this world. See, everybody's going to doubt until you show that it's possible. What I love about the NBA right now is LeBron's in his 20th season showing people that it's possible. And I didn't even like LeBron growing up, but I love when people show that it's possible and then go get ownership. And the reason why you want to get ownership is you want your legacy to be able to carry the heirs to the throne as far as they want to take it. And you don't want any limitations on them. So go get $300,000 a year. But when you look at our team, guys, we poured into this team. We spent time with this team, and we expect them to spend time with their team. And if it comes a point where Bree and Don are obsolete, they don't need us anymore, guess what? We're going to smile in the background like Ed and Yvonne Ortiz and say, congratulations, you guys, go crush it. Go senior vice president. We'll sit back in the back row and be the MDEs that smile and clap for our team and do incentives and do trips and do all those type of things, because our leaders have taken us to the next level. But we're excited. Thank you so much. I know we went over about 3 or 4 minutes on this call, but we appreciate you guys. We're open for Q&A.
Man, you guys absolutely just hit that thing. Let's go, man.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Great job.
Hey, Leighton, what did you say? They snapped.
They snapped, yeah.
I love it, man.
Snap. Y'all snap.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was absolutely killer, man. Just super thankful and grateful for you all being on this call here today, man. Listen, one of the biggest points that Bree and Don put up there, like the very first point, is make sure you get your butt in the room, man. Make sure you get to these contests. Make sure you win any incentive trip that they have. And I'm so grateful that we've always had a mentality of doing something like that. That is the reason why we've been able to, man, call Breanna and Don, just some amazing friends of ours, man. It's so amazing to see what you guys are doing and just, man, root you guys on. I know it's just the beginning. I'm excited to see you guys get this million in the next 12 months. Before we close out, let's get our coaches on here real quick. Dad, you got anything to say, Coach?
Absolutely, man.
Dang, let me tell you, this was very, very, very good. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Don and Breanna. You guys knocked it out of the park. And thank you, Jason, for putting this thing together. Because I'm telling you that I think we just found our next TBLS speaker. All right, these are going to be guests, man. We're going to invite you guys to fly down to Tampa, man, and be a speaker with one of our schools, man. Because I mean, you're right on time, man. You guys were right on time. You did exactly what we expected. I mean, you just blew it out of the park, man. And by the way, you got a beautiful team, man. So proud of you guys. You know, national sales director in 4 years. That is, shoot. I mean, it took me almost 20 to get there. So, and you guys doing that at 4 years, man. I can see the future is. Yeah, I mean, the sky's your limit, brother. So, and Breanna, you guys are just knocking out of the park. And Breanna, let me tell you, just to kind of, I don't know if I mentioned to you, I think it was in Baja Mar. Your speech was probably the best speech I've ever heard. It was absolutely phenomenal. So thank you for that. And man, if we had 229 participants, and if all we do, man, is just take this information and just go work at it, and it's about developing those leaders. You're absolutely right. But you're going to get followers in between. So great stuff. You know, the A.O. Williams fundamental, right on time. And let me tell you, I trust me, Art Williams would be absolutely proud of you guys for what you're doing out there. So keep it up, man. And thank you so much for being part of this and pouring into our organization. And I know that, hey, mi casa es su casa. Anything we could do for you guys, don't even hesitate. Let us know, because I mean, we got your back. We got your back. So thank you so much. Jason, I pass it back to you, man.
All right, Coach. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Couldn't end this call out without giving a special shout out to Derek. Well, man, Derek, SVP coach on here as well, man. It's amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And man, just man, pouring into these amazing leaders like Don and Breanna, man, to take the next level, man. So listen, as we close out, I want to congratulate all of you guys, okay? Everybody on this call for being exceptional leaders, not only who lead your teams, but also develop other leaders, right? It takes a special type of person to be on this call on a Wednesday morning, you know, at 9:30. But man, being a leader who develops leaders is not an easy task, right? It's not an easy task. It's going to require patience, right? It's going to require dedication and the willingness to share, like Breanna and Don said, the willingness to share, right, your knowledge and experience, okay? And you have to be in a position where, you know, it's also going to require the ability to empower others and to guide them through all the challenges of all the hats that we have in Primerica, that we can have one of the best hats and one of the best job description, man, is being a leader. Right? The best compliment you can get in Primerica is being a builder. And it's no easy feat, but it's something that all of you guys, right? All of you guys, if you have not done it yet, you guys are all in a position to accomplish this. And the ones that are doing absolutely incredible, man. So I just want to finalize this by taking a moment to celebrate the fact that we're leaders who develop other leaders, and our efforts have put us in a unique position, y'all, to shape the future of this organization here in Tampa, in Monroe, Louisiana, and across the nation, our community, and even the world, y'all. Let's go do something special. Let's take this information, review your notes, do a self-assessment, and it doesn't make a difference if you just take notes, if you don't apply massive action, y'all. So let's go after this thing. And let's have an incredible week. Let's close out the month. Listen, great years require great seasons. Great seasons need great months. Great months require great weeks, and great weeks start with incredible days. Let's go do it big. Y'all know who we are. We are
Yes,
Yeah, it's over.
You guys, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Brandon and Donald.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Great job.